Welcome to TPM Vids, where we talk all about theme parks and more. If you're new to the channel and like what you see, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. You can also find us on all your favorite social media platforms. The Universal Orlando Resort brings stories and characters from pop culture right to life in 3 theme parks. Universal Studios Florida, Islands of Adventure, and the newest park, Epic Universe, offer a wide variety of rides for the entire family, especially the thrill seekers. You can soar over Berk on a winged flying contraption as you twist and turn racing a Velociraptor, catapult out of a gamma chamber, and then cool off with a splash. These parks are jam-packed with thrilling adventures, and with Epic Universe fully open, you might be curious about which rides now are actually the fastest. Well, sit back because today, in order of speed, this is your updated guide to the top 10 fastest rides at the Universal Orlando Resort. Number 10. Starting the list off at Epic Universe, maneuvering through the depths of Darkmoor leads us to discover the full moon over at Curse of the Warewolf. Manufactured by Mock Rides, the coaster officially opened in May of 2025, and it's Universal's first ever spinning coaster. Now, once you board your train, the ride starts off slow, but then without warning, you're launched forward. The launch surprisingly packs a punch, and the spinning trains make every twist and dive unpredictable. No 2 rides are ever the same. There's also a really fun backwards moment where your train darts back into the barn, and then it's launched forward again through the rest of the ride. As you reach top speeds of up to 37 miles or 60 kilometers per hour, you'll whip around sharp turns and tight drops, never quite knowing which direction you'll be facing next. The spinning is nothing too nauseating, but it does add to the thrill of the coaster. The ride is on the short side and lasts just over a minute, and unlike most of the coasters at Universal, you can actually bring your bags with you on the ride. Curse of the Warewolf is fast, unpredictable, and even more thrilling once the sun goes down. Number 9. Heading over to Islands of Adventure, Marvel Superhero Island is where you can find Dr. Doom's Fearfall. It's pretty hard to miss these 200-foot towers peeking out of the park's skyline, but the ride really comes alive at night. It opened with the park back in May of 1999, and it'll definitely make you scream. Once you're secured in your seat and the restraints are locked, the anticipation builds as the Doombot prepares for the launch. In the blink of an eye, you rocket 185 feet in the air, reaching 40 miles or 64 kilometers per hour. Both towers offer the same ride experience, and it may not look too intense, but when you're on the ride, you really feel the G-force on the initial launch. The rest of the ride is much more tame as you bounce up and down at small intervals, slowly making your descent back to the loading platform. From start to finish, the ride lasts about 1 minute and 30 seconds, and it's an exhilarating one. Number 8. Heading up the path into Toon Lagoon, Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls is the first water ride on the list. It also opened with Islands of Adventure in May of 1999, and it's based off the Dudley Do-Right cartoons. Now, it's not a matter of if you'll get wet, but more so how wet you'll get, because it is impossible to come off this ride dry. Once you're seated in your log, the adventure begins through this wacky cartoon world. The indoor and outdoor show scenes tease you with water along the way to prepare you for the big drop. As you crest the edge, get ready to plunge down 75 feet, reaching top speeds of up to 45 miles or 72 kilometers per hour. As you travel down the drop, you're pretty much on a roller coaster. The log actually travels on a coaster track until it sends you back into the water at the very bottom for that white water splash. Be prepared to get drenched. Dudley Do-Right Ripsaw Falls has a ride time of 5 minutes and 30 seconds, making it one of the longer rides on the list. For those hot Florida days, it's a perfect way to cool down during your time at the park. Number 7. Traveling next door to Universal Studios Florida, over in the New York section of the park, you can find Revenge of the Mummy, which opened in May of 2004. This here is an enclosed steel roller coaster and dark ride hybrid, and it has thrill written all over it. As you make your way through the queue, you find yourself in an archaeological dig site inside an Egyptian tomb. Once you board your minecarts, the ride starts off as a pretty tame dark ride, but then it takes a turn. Before you know it, you're sent backwards, then launched forward, reaching top speeds of up to 45 miles or 72 kilometers per hour. The Mummy is a thrilling ride through the dark, and it feels a lot faster than it actually is. There are tons of unexpected twists and turns, smoke effects, and even a ceiling of flames. It gets toasty. The ride also has a single rider line, but all riders should be prepared to store bags and loose articles in a free locker before you enter the queue. Revenge of the Mummy is scary, dark, and really delivers on that thrill factor. Number 6. Making our way back to Epic Universe, Isle of Berk is where you can find one of the most charming and surprisingly thrilling attractions at the park. Hiccup's Wing Gliders opened in May of 2025, and it's themed to the dragon training contraptions Hiccup designs in the How to Train Your Dragon films. This time though, it's your turn to grab hold of the reins and learn how to fly on this Intamin dual launch coaster. Once you're seated in this winged flying machine, the adventure begins as Toothless sets you on your way with a smooth first launch. Reaching a top speed of 45 miles or 72 kilometers per hour, you'll suddenly find yourself soaring over Berk. You'll fly past Viking rooftops and dragons as the train crests the water. The theming around the track is great, but what really elevates the experience is the synchronized onboard soundtrack.
Hey, you found Berk's cockle nest! Yay!
There's even this little backwards moment where some of the Gronkle eggs hatch. It then triggers another launch, which then sends you racing along the second half of the ride. Although there really aren't true airtime moments, this coaster still does a great job of creating the sensation of learning how to fly. It's a ton of fun. Just note that before you enter the loading station, you will need to stow all bags and loose items in a free locker. With a ride time of about 2 minutes, Hiccup's Wing Gliders is an exhilarating, immersive coaster that's perfect for an entire family full of thrill seekers. Number 5. Hogsmeade at Islands of Adventure is where you can find Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. The coaster opened in June of 2019 and utilizes not one, but 7 different launches at varying speeds. It's another Intamin coaster which just happens to be ranked as the coaster with the most launches in the world. Now, once you're seated in your motorbike or sidecar, get ready for the most thrilling and magical journey through the Forbidden Forest. The ride begins with a launch that reaches 20 miles or 32 kilometers per hour.
Right, off you go.
And that's just the start. From animatronics to physical sets, there are surprises around every corner. Like here, when you pass through this tunnel and rise up a 65-foot tall and 70-degree vertical spike. And what goes up must come down. Just as the adrenaline's rushing, you're launched backwards into the darkest part of the Forbidden Forest and are dropped 17 feet into a cave. Then the final launch takes you from 0 to 50 miles or 80 kilometers per hour in just 4 seconds. It's a very smooth ride and it's a lot of fun. The entire experience really lives up to the story coaster name. And it's all tied together with an amazing soundtrack and narration by Hagrid himself. You will need to stow your bags and loose articles in a free locker located to the right of the entrance, and there is also a single rider line. With a ride time of just over 3 minutes, Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure is everything you could ever imagine, plus so much more. You'll want to ride this one over and over again. Number 4. Staying at Islands of Adventure, Jurassic Park brings you face-to-face with prehistoric dinosaurs, especially while you're on Jurassic Park River Adventure. This was another opening day attraction at the park, and it's definitely a universal classic. After boarding your raft, you embark on a water cruise exploring the iconic world of Jurassic Park. These lush landscapes and animatronic dinosaurs create a serene environment. But things take a turn once the raft enters the raptor containment area. It's here where you head up the lift hill and into the water treatment plant, where there's only one way out. Soon you'll find yourself heading down an 85-foot drop at a 60-degree angle, reaching top speeds of up to 50 miles or 80 kilometers per hour. It creates quite the whitewater splash. Now do prepare to get wet, but unless you're sitting in the front row, you probably won't get soaked. At 6 minutes and 30 seconds, Jurassic Park River Adventure has the longest ride time on the list, and it also offers a single rider line. Number 3. Heading back over to Epic Universe, we don't need to travel too far through Celestial Park to find Stardust Racers. This mock dueling coaster allows us to take part in a cosmic race between two glowing star-powered comets. As you board these sleek coaster trains, get ready for not one, but two adrenaline-pumping launches where you'll reach a top speed of up to 62 miles or 100 kilometers per hour. What makes Stardust Racers so mind-blowing isn't just its speed, it's the way the coaster trains interact. There are so many near misses, and you get so close that you can make eye contact with the other riders. You'll crisscross over and under each other, performing a synchronized inversion called the Celestial Spin. Here, both trains rotate through an airtime hill in perfect unison. It's such an exhilarating and intense inversion. Then with the synchronized onboard audio, it just completes the entire experience. The great thing with Stardust Racers is that since there are two different tracks, there are two different ride experiences. The green track is a bit more intense with better interactions overall, especially through the Celestial Spin, whereas the yellow track gets a lot more airtime. Then at night, if you're looking for a different experience, the lighting and alternate soundtrack make it a whole new ride. Because the coaster is so intense, you will need to stow all loose articles including phones and wallets in a free locker located in the queue. Before heading to the load station, you will pass through metal detectors, so just make sure your pockets are completely empty. With a ride time of 1 minute and 30 seconds, Stardust Racers is a fast, sleek, and intense coaster that's packed with moments to make you scream and laugh at the same time. Number 2. Back at Islands of Adventure, it's hard to miss the Incredible Hulk coaster over in Marvel Superhero Island. This B&M coaster was another opening day ride, but in 2016, Universal gave the coaster a complete facelift. This included a brand new track, new ride vehicles, and a new story. Fun fact, the ride's marquee actually uses pieces from the old track. Now once you're secured in your ride vehicle, prepare to enter the Gamma Bombardment Chamber. As the Hulk's roar rumbles through the chamber, get ready to be launched at 40 miles or 64 kilometers per hour in just 2 seconds. Then you'll find yourself reaching a top speed of up to 67 miles or 108 kilometers per hour. With its 7 inversions including a 0G roll and 2 vertical loops, this coaster is intense. The ride vehicles are equipped with an onboard soundtrack, which definitely heightens the entire experience. Before entering the queue, you will pass through metal detectors, so everything you're carrying with you needs to be checked into a free locker before riding. With a ride time of 1 minute and 15 seconds, this is an exhilarating, adrenaline-pumping coaster that never disappoints. Number 1. The fastest ride at the Universal Orlando Resort is Jurassic World Velocicaster, which opened in June of 2021. With the extreme airtime mixed with high speeds and 4 inversions, this Intamin launch coaster is a thrill seeker's dream. The 155-foot-tall top hat definitely looks thrilling, but there are even more intense moments tucked away on this race alongside the Raptors. As soon as you leave the load station, the train accelerates from 0 to 50 miles or 80 kilometers per hour in just 2 seconds. Now you're on a race through the jungle, encountering raptors as you cross over and under the coaster track. And the ride doesn't slow down here. The second launch takes you from 40 to 70 miles or 113 kilometers per hour in just 2.4 seconds. It gives the train just enough momentum to make it up that top hat. Now talk about some amazing airtime. Then as you plummet 140 feet racing around the Discovery Center, get ready for the 2 best inversions, the long 0G stall and the iconic barrel roll along the lake. This coaster doesn't have a brake run until the very end of the ride, so for 1 minute and 30 seconds, there is constant acceleration. It's such an amazing ride. Velocicaster does offer a single rider line, and all riders are required to put any loose items and bags into a free locker located in the queue. Velocicaster takes thrill to a whole new level, and you don't want to miss it on your next trip to the Universal Orlando Resort. So in your opinion, what's the best thrill ride at the Universal Orlando Resort? I'd love to know. Leave a comment down below to start a conversation, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video.